Coach, could we please ask you for some opening comments, and then we'll go to questions for the student athletes.
Well, I'll be awfully quick. It's, obviously we lost to an extremely fine football team. We made mistakes early in the ball game that, were very costly. As I said to our football team, no one gave up. I appreciated their effort. We didn't play as capable or as well as we're capable of playing, but that takes absolutely nothing away from University of Oregon. They're a very, very talented team. We were beaten by a better team. We just didn't play that way tonight and just made too many mistakes. I appreciate we got 3 seniors up here, and I appreciate all 3 of them, and they're young guys that have given so much to Kansas State University and to the family of Kansas State and to our football program, and I appreciate all they've done. So.
Okay, we'll go to questions for the student athletes. We remind you we are streaming live on fiestabowl.org, so we ask you to raise your hand so we can get a microphone to you for your question, and please identify yourself here in the front row.
Yeah, Arthur, Scott Fritchen, GoParaget.com. With the initial kickoff return and coming out for the first time, and you guys are already trailing, how tough was that? In a game where kind of keeping pace was the key thing.
As a team, coming into the game, we knew it would be a fight, and we knew the game would be won in the first, second, or third quarter. We would have to finish. So, Oregon, give them credit where credit's due. They got a great jump on us, but we just, wasn't able to finish the way we would have liked to. But like I said, it's a 4-quarter game, and we just had to, respond in the proper manner.
In the aisle.
Colin down here. Warren Williamson, Oregon Duck Football News. Can you talk about the Oregon defensive line and why it was so difficult for you to get untracked? What did they do that made it difficult on you?
Well, they just made a lot of great plays and a lot of moving around, really flew to the football and executed better than we did. And, it's hard, but like everyone said, they're a good football team. We just didn't execute.
Colin, to your right a little bit. Scott Bordeaux from the Arizona Republic. Just your emotions right now. Your college career is coming to an end. Just kind of what's going through inside right now in you.
A lot. I'm just so blessed that God's given me the opportunity to be here at K-State, be part of this family, play with all of our guys, play for Coach. It's hard, and it's not the way any of us wanted to go out, but that's the way it goes.
Here in the front row, please identify yourself.
Cory Jones, I'm with the Topeka Capital Journal. This is for Chris Harper. How would you characterize your gameplay tonight and break it down? You led all players in receiving yards and catches. Feel like you're a bright spot in an otherwise maybe off night?
No, we took an L, so that's the only thing that matters. The stats don't matter. I could care less if I had a catch or not. We took an L. It's the last game, of our careers here at K-State, so I can care less of what my numbers was.
Here in the aisle.
Bruce Hurdle, KWCH-TV, Wichita, Kansas State Radio Network. Calling on the 4th and 1, where you guys were called for the false start, and then that led to the field goal that was missed. Were you guys going to run a play on that particular play, or were you just going for a hard count? And then can you just comment on how the game changed? It was essentially a 10-point swing.
Well, we were going to try to go hard count, but that was one of 2 drives that we're down there, and we said at the very beginning we're going to need to win the line of scrimmage and score touchdowns and not stall, whether it was kicking field goals or whatever. And that's exactly what happened, and we weren't able to do. And again, we just didn't get it done.
Okay, way to the right.
Dave Stewart, Metro Sports, Kansas City. This is for Arthur. How long till you're able to look at this season, the big picture, and remember 11 wins at a Big 12 championship rather than this last impression of this team?
Like Colin said, us as seniors, we had a great opportunity to be a part of, this team, and, this is only, this is not the end, it's the beginning of a new season, and, we're building for the future. And, like Coach Snyder said, he would like for us all to stay attached to the program and, continue to keep, the focus on the young guys and, just continue to lead. Our leadership as seniors is not over with. We just have to continue to invest ourselves, leading on in the future.
Here in the front.
Scott Pritchard, GoPairCat.com. Colin, I was just talking, I was wondering if you could recount that touchdown run that you had, and then if your two teammates there could just share a thought on Colin's toughness and just, him being able to score that touchdown run and just what he's meant to this team.
Well, again, I think it was a third down if I remember right, and we had a scheme called and had a good look, and went through my first two or three and didn't see too much, and just kind of saw a little window, knew the backside was emptied out, and tried to get myself in the end zone. So, but again, like Chris said, I mean, and Arthur has said, it's about our family. It's about giving it all we had, and this stinks, and obviously we didn't want it to end this way, but at the end of the day, we just collectively didn't get it done.
First row, far right.
Zach Buchanan, Arizona Republic. This is for all three of you, I guess, but how many of you have heard of the one-point safety rule, and what was your reaction when it was called?
Let's start from the end. Arthur first.
I really can't say too much about that because I've never heard of the one-point safety rule, so I have to pass that question on to Chris.
Chris?
Never heard of it.
Colin?
Well, it's one of those weird things that happens, I guess.
Okay, here to the left, in the back.
Colin, J.B. Bowersfeld, WIBW, right here. With the loss tonight, Kansas State's gone a decade without a bowl win. What is it that makes bowl games so hard to finish? Is it something for Kansas State specifically, or is it just the opponents?
I mean, it's just, I think you'd be making a lot of money if you could find, I mean, it's a combination of a lot of things, and like Arthur said, we had a great opportunity, and we just came up short.
On the aisle.
Colin, Craig Morgan from Fox Sports and Fox Sports Arizona. Can you, at this point, put into perspective this incredible ride that you guys have taken this season, really against nobody really expected this from you?
Well, I mean, that's one of our team goals, and that's what Coach tells us all the time, and that's when he said the first meeting that to all of us when he first got in is just trying to be the best we can be and improve on from where we were the day before. And I'm just so proud to be part of a team that did that and didn't allow anyone to tell us how good or bad we were going to be, and not to let ourselves tell ourselves how good or bad we can be. And it's overshadowed right now, but that is something to hang our hat on, and I'm proud to have been a part of.
Far right, please identify yourself.
Chris, this is for you, Scott Reed, DuckSportsAuthority.com. A lot have been talked about over the week about the time you spent at Oregon. Did you get a chance to catch up with any of your former teammates? And if so, what was that like to be able to see those guys again?
Not really. We was a different schedule, and we really weren't doing too much throughout the week. So I didn't really get to talk to them a lot. I seen like one or two of them, but it wasn't really sit down and go have lunch because I'm still trying to beat these dudes. I wasn't trying to be friendly. So I didn't really get to talk to them like that.
Any more questions for the student athletes? To the right.
Doug Haller with the Arizona Republic. Arthur, after you guys missed the field goal there at the end of the first half, Oregon got the ball back with about a minute to go and we were right down the field. Can you just explain a little bit about what happened defensively on that drive? Because it seemed to maybe suck the wind out of you guys a little bit.
Well, at that moment in time, we felt as a team we had the momentum. So that was a factor in, what the outcome of the game. But, there's a combination of so many things that could have took place that could have changed the outcome of this game. And we had the opportunity. We let it slip away, and we just, like Coach said, we need to make the most of every opportunity we have and not take advantage of anything. And we, in some cases, failed to do so.
Here in front.
Scott for JingoPackCat.com. To get back to the second part of the question, I was wondering if you guys could speak briefly on about Colin, just his toughness and what he's meant to this team.
He meant everything. He sums up, what we about as a team. We hang our hat on, toughness. Everybody might not see us, as a most talented team, in America, but we hang our hat on toughness and, just giving the greatest effort we can do. And this dude sums it up. He sums it up to the T. He's, one of the hardest workers and probably the toughest dude, I ever met. And he sums it up, perfectly.
On the aisle, please identify yourself.
Chris Warren Williamson, Oregon Duck Football News. It seemed maybe more in the second half that the secondary keyed on you a bit more, tried to double team you more. Did it come across that way? Did it seem like they were doing that to you?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was. I think they planned for it a little bit. The way the players was out there talking in the second half, and it opened it up, for other guys, but. Yeah, I think they shaded a little bit more to me, but we still got to go out there and make plays. We got 11 men on the field, they got 11 men on the field, so we just can come up with the plays we need to come up with.
Far right.
Dave Stewart, Metro Sports, Kansas City. This is for Arthur again, about their quarterback as you prepared for him, watching him on tape and some of the work that he did running the ball in the open field. Can you just talk about their quarterback and some of the things that you saw him do tonight?
He's a great young player. He has a bright future, and just with the team that we played tonight, they have a lot of guys around that compliment who he is and what he's about. He was able to make some great plays for Oregon tonight, and ultimately they came up with the win.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Right here on the aisle.
Yes, Brett Regan with GoPowerCat.com. There's a question for all three of you. Just plain and simple, how tough of it is it to realize that you guys just played your final game?
With each step moving forward, I think it would really sit in at no particular point in time. Really just it's on us to reflect back on all that we've experienced with one another and the opportunity that we had, and just really embracing the moment now. And like Colin said, it's been a tremendous opportunity to play with this team and be a part of this team. And moving forward, we just have to remember what we experienced here.
Any final question for the student athletes? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We'll dismiss you, and we'll go to questions for Coach Snyder. Questions for Coach Snyder. Let's start on the aisle.
Coach Bruce Hurdle, again, that period on the hard count, I'm curious about that. You guys seem to have taken the momentum. You've got a 4th and 1. The false start, and then the ensuing missed field goal, then boom, they go right. Is it oversimplistic to say that the game swung on that, or in retrospect now, would you say that may be pretty accurate?
I would concur that it had a significant impact on the outcome of the ball game, but by the same token, going in down 10, still even though that took the momentum away, nevertheless, there was some that preceded that. And I think we still felt that, we had the appropriate opportunity to finish the ball game the right way, but it was a big swing, and you're absolutely correct. And there's no guarantee that we would have scored, but the intent there would be in 4th down, we'd end up kicking a field goal, and there's no guarantee that we would have made that one if we hadn't gotten a penalty. But it was mistakes like that during the course of the first half that were instrumental in probably where we were in the first half. We had our opportunities.
Coach Kel Shrubinette here with the Wichita Eagle. What was the hardest thing tonight, trying to run the ball with Colin against their defense when they were maybe focusing in on not letting him do that?
I think the hardest thing is we had difficulty throwing the football, which, they put you in a position where you had to do that for the most part with a number of people that they, as most of you say, bring down in the box. And we had some difficulty throwing it because, they've got those big rangy guys who got their hands up. I mean, there were an awful lot of tip passes in the course of the ball game. Last recollection was somewhere in the vicinity of 5 tip passes, which would have concluded in pass completions and given us a little bit more flexibility in being able to throw and mix the throw and the run. And then, in the second half when we fell behind, then you get to a point after a while where, you become one-sided, which we were.
To the right, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Cory Jones, Topeka Capital Journal. On a night where you've already mentioned that it was a subpar night for your team and passing specifically, how would you characterize Chris Harper's play?
I think Chris played well and virtually has throughout the course of the season. I think he's a very gifted young guy, has excellent hands, and obviously very physical wide receiver and can advance the ball, once he catches it, and he did. I don't think tonight was, by any stretch of the imagination, out of the ordinary for Chris. He's played well virtually all year.
Coach Scott Bordeaux from the Arizona Republic, to your right.
Yes.
What has Colin Klein meant to this program, and as he moves on, what will you remember about him most?
Well, I think what I've shared so often, so many times, and we have a lot of young people like this, but Colin's a wonderful young person, and he is genuine, and I appreciate that. If I had to say in one word, there's a lot of things that describe Colin, but I think that he wears it on his sleeve. He wears his faith on his sleeve. He wears his enthusiasm for the game on his sleeve. He wears his leadership on his sleeve. He wears the quality of person that he is on his sleeve, and he's not embarrassed by it by any stretch of the imagination. And to me, that just makes him so real and so genuine, and I appreciate that about him. And there's a lot of things you appreciate. He's a wonderful family man. He's a great teammate with his players. He's a quality student, obviously a quality athlete as well. But he makes the best. He makes the best out of everything that he has, and he believes in those things that all of us, and I've overdone that, I know, but. He strongly believes in all those things, that those values that we talk about so often, and that you and I want to teach our children.
Final question for Coach Snyder.
Scott Fritchen, GoPowerCat.com. Coach, I was just curious about the start, the kickoff return for the touchdown, and just what kind of pick will that put you guys in to start things off?
Well, as you look to the throughout the course of the half, yes, it obviously puts you in a compromising situation to a certain degree, but it's one of those things. We always talk about keep rowing the boat or keep sawing wood, whatever the case may be, and that's what our guys did up to the very end of the half. So we had a chance to come away from it, and even though it was still 7 points that we gave up in a heartbeat. But we still had a chance to enter at halftime and feel not comfortable, but feel good about where we were. But it was a major play in the ball game, surely.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you.